Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A heartbroken family coming together today after a 7-year-old boy was killed 1 week ago in a suspected drunk driving crash. Jerome Coleman Jr. died on the scene at Mound Road and 7 Mile.
His family was in the car, including the boy's 5-year-old sister, Kiari, who was released from the hospital on Wednesday with a broken collarbone and a fractured skull. Just an hour ago, the family held a vigil for Jerome Jr. at the scene of the crash, and that's where we find Jacqueline Francis tonight. Jacqueline.
Will and Pam, I was here at the crash scene 1 week ago. I can't express to you how devastating it was. And now if you look behind me, you'll see there's a memorial for Jerome Coleman Jr. or just Jr. as he went by to his friends and family. There was a vigil here this evening. Now, Jr. was just 7 years old. He was riding with his family in the car when a suspected drunk driver blew a red light and crashed into them. He died on scene. We talked with Jr.'s dad at the vigil this evening. Here's what he had to say.
This vigil meant a lot because this is the last spot where my son took his last breath. This is where the overwhelming amount of support was. This is where it all started.
Junior's younger sister, who was seriously hurt in the car crash, she was here tonight. Her parents tell me this has been the hardest on her because she's not only physically recovering from her injuries, but she's also coming to terms with losing her best friend and brother. Reporting live tonight in Detroit, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Okay, thank you, Jacqueline. There's a large police presence right now on Airlines Street near Santa Maria Avenue on Detroit's west side. When our crew arrived, they found several police cars and one EMS rig on the scene. We have calls out to police to learn exactly what's going on there, but have not heard back yet. We hope to have an update for you tonight on Local 4 News at 11.
A crash early this morning on the Southfield Freeway left a 19-year-old dead and several others hurt. It happened here around 4:30 on the southbound Southfield Freeway right near Joy Road. State police say a 39-year-old Dearborn man was speeding when he lost control and hit another car. In that car was a 19-year-old woman from Pontiac. She died in the crash. The man from Dearborn and 2 passengers in his vehicle and 1 passenger in the teenager's vehicle were taken to the hospital. It's unclear if alcohol or drugs played a factor in the crash. Get a look at this major water main break that caused trouble in Shelby Township this afternoon. You can see the large and powerful jet of water rushing from the pipe. This is along Shaner Road near 24 Mile. As of this hour, crews are still working on fixing the issue. Police are asking residents to avoid the area while crews work.
DTE customers may see lower electric bills. The energy company says it has reduced bills by about $5 a month on average. DTE says the decrease comes from lowering the power supply cost recovery mechanism. That's the actual cost of the fuel the company uses to produce electricity. The reduction is leading to a loss of roughly $300 million for the company through 2025. Scary moments for a Southwest Airlines flight out of Dallas. According to the airline, the flight was preparing for departure to Indianapolis when a bullet hit the right side of the plane. It happened Friday night at Dallas Love Field Airport. No one was hurt, but the plane did sustain some damage near the cockpit. It's unclear where the gunfire came from or if the plane was the intended target. No arrests have been made.
At our nation's capital, authorities are trying to figure out who hacked into the Library of Congress's email system. NBC News has obtained notification sent to some congressional offices stating emails sent from January to September of this year had been compromised. It's unclear exactly when the hack occurred, but the library maintains any gaps in its online security system has since been fixed. The library manages the world's largest collection of books, recordings, and photographs, and it also is used by lawmakers to research laws and legislative process.
So, Pam, who runs the world? That Beyonce song, Girls?
There we go.
Okay, I tried. A Habitat for Humanity volunteer crew in Detroit today was made up of all women. That's what I was getting at.
Well, there we go. It's the first inaugural Women's Empowerment Week. Priya Mann has more from the Build.
Over the past few years, Habitat Detroit hadn't had a women's build, so they decided to go all out and have a whole week of female empowerment, building from the ground up. In the Morningside neighborhood on Detroit's east side, Habitat for Humanity volunteers were hard at work.
I haven't met any of these volunteers before, and immediately it was just a good morning and get going and have fun.
This is Habitat Detroit's first ever Women's Empowerment Week, featuring 3 days of building and volunteering events for women.
It's been phenomenal because the majority of the homeowners that we serve here at Habitat Detroit are women. So we wanted to show them that they can be empowered, young women that they can be empowered to go into the trades. Yeah. We want people to feel comfortable building as volunteers with us. So it's just been a phenomenal week so far.
Some of the youngest volunteers are members of the Rhonda Walker Foundation.
It just means everything to me because, of course, the foundation is a huge part of my life. In all aspects of my life, whether it's mentoring or community outreach is what we're doing today.
17-year-old Kennedy Fennick says she's inspired by the Habitat mission to empower aspiring homeowners.
If you ever have like the opportunity to do something new, you should always try.
What are you learning through this process?
The impact that like building a house or something can have on someone else's life.
Yeah. Jen Wilhelmsen used to own an HVAC company and now spends her free time giving back.
Those homeowners work so hard on this process, and they deserve it in the end.
When we build stable houses from homes that may have been sitting vacant for years, we are also making the entire neighborhood stable and secure for all of our families, whether they're a Habitat family or not.
How you feeling?
I love it. I'm so excited about this.
If you're interested in making a difference and being a volunteer, all you have to do is go to habitatdetroit.org. On Detroit's east side, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
A new form of monkeypox has reached the U.S. Still ahead, we'll tell you where it's been discovered and why health officials say they aren't overly concerned.
And Pamela, we are tracking some showers in our forecast that can impact us here in Metro Detroit before the weekend is over. And then we have these clouds that are with us. I'm going to tell you when these clouds get out of the picture because, like you, I do want to see the sunshine too. That's all up.